Hey guys, so this is gonna be hopefully a short video. Fanboys. I'm uploading this video to both of my channels, Hydro Ninja Studios and Hydro Ninja 9, because this needs to be heard. Fanboys, whoever you are, it's getting ridiculous. It's just getting ridiculous. On the video gaming side, we have all these trolls. You have what's happening with event status and what he's going through, his fan base is going through. Just why do trolls even exist? And even then, like, I used to be a small supporter of Minnesota Burns, but now I've kind of grown out of it. And I just don't know. Trolls in general are not very good to the community, especially in the video game community. When you have for example, let's go with Call of Duty. When you have Call of Duty people going, "Oh, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you," there's just negativity all around you, all the time, even on YouTube. For example, like I said with event status, he actually had a couple times he had to call out this one idiot, the Raging Reject TV guy, on YouTube because he was being such a troll to him. I'm not going to get into detail on this, but you can see that. The link will be in the description. Now, fanboys and trolls, they all kind of intermingle, because you have trolls who can be fanboys, and then you have fanboys who can be trolls, which are essentially the same thing. Now, what irks me when I don't care if you're a small fanboy, if you're not ignorant about something, like, for example, let's go back to the technology community. If you're an Apple fanboy or an Android fanboy and you hate Apple or you hate Android, like, I don't hate Apple, but I don't think their products are very good. But I still, whenever Apple makes a good product, or even the iPhone, I think it's a good product. It is like, I don't think it's to my standards, but I'm still accepting of it. A lot of people, they will just destroy Apple, and you saw my hand just like go there, because I need to have hand movements in these videos. Destroy Apple on everything. Like, they'll just go crazy nuts. They'll call everybody names. Well, essentially now they're trolls, not fanboys, but any fanboys. I've seen so much raging, especially with this Nokia Lumia 900, the 920, the new one, the iPhone 5, iPad mini. I personally don't like the iPad mini. I think it's a waste of time, but you know, if you have an iPad mini, I'm not gonna like slap it out of your face and give you a Nexus 7. I'm not that type of person, and I'm being metaphorical here, not legit. Though I think some people, some trolls, I'm trying not to give you any ideas at this point, but hopefully there is not any people who lose their iPad mini because some hater just wants to slap their iPad out of the way, or fanboy. So fanboys in general are terrible. They're horrible for the community. Like, it's okay if you're a fanboy, if you're a small fanboy, if you're not ignorant of the other side or the other sides. Like, for example, I used to be a big well, not Android fanboy, but Apple fanboy. I hated Apple. I used to be an Apple fanboy, but I hated Apple. I used to be an Apple fanboy, but I hated Android. And I hated Android. I just didn't like it. It was way too slow. And then Jelly Bean came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this thing is revolutionary, amazing. I love it. And then I got the Nexus 7. I'm like, oh my gosh, what has been wrong with my life? Wherever I've been, I've missed like just 14 years of my life because I haven't used an Android phone yet, besides my terrible My Touch 4G. So, like, people need to be more accepting about the other side or sides. And then you have Call of Duty versus Battlefield 3. I haven't really gotten to play either of the games too much. I played some demos of each and stuff. So, essentially, what I have to say, don't be a fanboy, don't be a troll. And if you're a paid troll, why? Paid trolls in general, and paid fanboys. There are paid fanboys out there. Paid trolls and paid fanboys, why are you here? Why are you on the internet? Why? I know the unemployment rate is low, pretty low, but I'm sure you can find a job at McDonald's. I'm sure. It'll happen eventually. You just need to work hard at it. You're obviously trolling people because you have no life except on the internet with a computer 24/7 playing Call of Duty and calling people terrible names. That's what this community in the internet has gotten to. People like screaming and raging at each other, which is awful. And it's happening on the technology world and the gaming world, both sides that I'm on. I'm kind of in the divide here. I'm just sitting in the divide. Yeah, so what I have to say about trolls, paid trolls. There we go. So paid trolls, essentially, obviously they're trolls that are paid and paid fanboys. So whichever corporation that is doing this, Capcom, whichever corporation that is doing this, Apple, maybe, I'm not sure about the Apple, but I'm not sure as a fact, but I'm hoping that event status is right here, and I'm quoting it. Well, I'm not quoting it, but from his videos, I've heard there's been trolls paid by Capcom, or paid trolls in general. They exist, which boggles my mind. It's the business part of me. It's perfectly acceptable in a business standpoint, but at a moral standpoint, why would you do that? These trolls could be working at McDonald's, but you had to pay them, and then they got a computer, and then they went onto the internet and screwed everything up for everybody. So, really, I look down on trolls and fanboys. I really just despise them. I can be fanboy sometimes. We all have that inner fanboy, but I still try and accept the other side of the conversation. I personally don't like FPSs too much, but if I see a great FPS, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's a great FPS. It looks great, the graphics are great, the controls are great. I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing ever just because it's an FPS. I give stuff a chance. I'm not like the person who hates something because they don't like it or they won't accept it at all. They'll just, their opinion is the only opinion, and and they'll try and force their opinions on other people. Which, again, why are you doing this and why are you on the internet? So that was just my little rant on trolls and stuff. Hopefully you liked it. I'm gonna have a bunch of rants later, and I don't know whether I'm going to upload the other rant for Hydro Ninja Studios. So yeah, and this is not going to be edited at all. Everything you see here was made in a 10-minute period, one time only. See you guys next time, and hopefully you subscribe to Hydro Ninja Studios. Peace.